Current electricity is the next unit. So what is meant by current electricity? Current should be denoted with I, charge should be denoted with Q, time should be denoted with T. The relation between them with the help of magic triangle you have to remember Q IT, that is Q to QV is equal to IT or I is equal to Q by T. Okay, here I is measured in amperes, charge you know that coulombs, time in seconds. So what is meant by current electricity or strength of current electricity? The rate of flow of charge through any section of the conductor. It is nothing but the strength of current electricity. So I is equal to Q by T. So I units is ampere. 1 ampere is equal to 1 coulomb per 1 second. That means 1 coulomb of charge flowing through in a cross section of conductor through 1 second is nothing but 1 amp. Next, Ohm's law. So very important. See, already studied in the 10th class. At constant temperature, voltage and current are directly proportional. V directly proportional to I or V is equal to IR. This also you have to remember with the help of a small triangle VIR. V is equal to IR or I is equal to V by R or R is equal to V by I. Here the units V, volts. V is the potential difference. It is in volts. I, current in the circuit in the amperes. R is resistance. Resistance that is in ohm. What is resistance? It is an opposing force acting on the current. That means it will always opposite direction to the flow of current. The device which offers resistance is called resistor. So the units of R will be, resistance will be in ohm. Once again, Ohm's law, at constant temperature, voltage and current are directly proportional. So we can prove this with a simple experiment. So Ohm's law. So aim, verify Ohm's law. So what are the apparatus we have to require? So one is ammeter, 2 voltmeter, 3 battery, 4 key, 5 a resistor and connecting wires. So circuit we have to draw. Suppose this is a resistor. Voltmeter should be always connected parallel to the resistor. So battery and the key and ammeter. So all of them are connected in series except voltmeter. Voltmeter should be always connected parallel to the resistor. So okay, this is the circuit. Suppose here we have to vary either battery or we have to use a rheostat also. So without changing the voltage, so we need a rheostat also. Rheostat is also called voltage regulator. So voltage regulator or variable resistance. Suppose if you connect all of them like this by using connecting wires, so press the key, adjust the rheostat until we have to read 1 amp current in the ammeter. So draw a tabular column like this, serial number, voltmeter reading, ammeter reading, ammeter reading I, voltmeter reading V, R is equal to V by I. So this is from the triangle V I R. R is equal to V by I. Suppose you adjust the rheostat until we read current in the ammeter will be 1 amp. So that means current will be 1 amp. Suppose at this time voltmeter reading will be 2 volts. So therefore R is equal to V by 2 by 1, that is equal to 2 ohms. Next, adjust the rheostat, that means repeat the experiment by adjusting the rheostat. So current will be 2 amps, voltmeter reading will be 4. Then R is equal to 4 by 2, again 2 ohms. In third situation, adjust the rheostat and increase the current in ammeter, it will be 3 amps. Suppose it will be voltmeter reading 6. So 6 by 3, again 2 ohms. That means in all cases, so if you increase the current, so the corresponding voltage also increases in the voltmeter. So the ratio between this V by I, that means R, so resistance value will be constant in all cases. So this verifies the Ohm's law. In a graphical representation, you should get the straight line between voltage and current. If current increases, voltage also increases. So the conductors which obey Ohm's law are called ohmic conductors. Mainly all metals are ohmic conductors. The conductors which does not obey Ohm's law are called non-ohmic conductors, mainly diode, transistor. These are all the examples for non-ohmic conductors. Next, about resistors. After Ohm's law, to discuss about resistors. So how resistors are connected in series? Resistors are connected in series and resultant resistance. Resultant resistance in series. So let us say take any 3 resistors, namely R1, R2 and R3 are connected like this to a battery with a key. R1, R2 and R3 are the name of the 3 resistors. If you connected like this, that means end-to-end connection. Just like in a capacitor, the second end of first resistor connected to first end of the second resistor, second end of the second resistor connected to first end of the third resistor, and so on. If you are connected this end-to-end, this we can say that they are in series. So this will be in volts. Now what is the important point in series combination? The current will be same. Current will be same or equal, but PD, potential difference, will be differ. So current I will be same on each resistor. Voltage will be differ. Here it will be V1, V2 and V3. Current here I. So there will be no change in the current. So total potential difference V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. So here we have to apply Ohm's law. V is equal to IR. V1 is equal to IR1 because current will be same. No I1, I2 and I3. Only I. IR1 plus IR2 plus IR3. Take out the I common. Then we will get R1 plus R2 plus R3. So cancel the I. Then we get R is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. Here R is resultant resistance or effective resistance or resistances in combination. The resultant resistance will be equal to sum of the resistances of the individual resistance. In this way we have to calculate when the resistors are in a series. When the resistors will be increases, the resistance also, the effective resistance or resultant resistance also increases, because it will be equal to the resistances of the individual resistance, sum of the resistances of the individual. Three resistors, namely R1, R2 and R3 are connected in parallel. How we can say they are in parallel? So this is the diagram for parallel combination. So all the first ends of the resistors are connected to one single common point. All the second ends are connected to another single common point. Let us say P and Q. Finally, the P and Q are connected to opposite terminals of the battery through a switch. Now, this combination is called parallel combination. So, what we have to remember in parallel combination, the current will be divided. Current will be divided across the each resistor. That means here it will be I3, I2 and I1. Total current will be I. Total potential difference will be V. But in parallel combination, potential difference will be same. PD will be same. Suppose here it will be V and V. Again, magic triangle you have to remember like this, V, I, R. Okay. Now, current will be divided. So, total current I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. That means total current in the circuit will be equal to sum of the current across the resistor R1, current across the resistor R2 and current across the resistor R3. The sum, all this will be equal to total current. Now, apply Ohm's law for this. Ohm's law for equation 1. What will going to happen? I is equal to V by R. I1 is equal to V by R1. There will be no V1, V2, V3 because we are written here potential difference will be same across the each resistors when they are in a parallel. V by R2 plus V by R3. Okay. Then take out the V will be common. 1 by R is equal to V into 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. V becomes a cancel. Then we get 1 by R is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. So this is the resultant resistance or effective resistance in parallel combination. This is reciprocal of the effective resistance is equal to sum of the reciprocal of the resistances of individual resistors. This is about parallel combination. In parallel combination, all the first ends of the resistors are connected to one single common point. All the second ends are connected to another single common point. Finally, these common points are connected to opposite terminals of the battery through a key. So this combination is called parallel combination. What we have to remember in the parallel combination? In parallel combination, current will be divided across the each resistor, but the potential difference V will be same across all the resistors. What will be divided? Current will be divided. Therefore, total current will be I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. After that, we have to apply the Ohm's law. I is equal to, we know that it will be V by R. So, and finally we get 1 by R is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. the reciprocal of the effective resistance is equal to the reciprocals of the sum of the reciprocals of the individual cells are connected in parallel. This is one of the cell, another cell, third cell. Let us say EMF of each cell will be E and internal resistance R, small r. Suppose cells are connected in parallel. All the first ends of the cells are connected to one single common point. Another second point will be, second ends are connected to another single common point. That means here they are connected to finally an external resistance R. Here number of cells, that means m number of cells are connected like this in parallel. Each cell EMF E, internal resistance will be R, totally m number of cells are connected in parallel. So we know that in parallel combination the effective resistance in parallel combination is equal to 1 by R plus 1 by R plus and so on up to there will be m number of cells, m by R. Therefore R suffix 1 by R suffix P is equal to m by R, R suffix P is equal to R by m. Okay, now these resistors effective parallel combination will be connected R with series, then the total resistance in series combination is equal to R plus R by m. Okay, in this situation what is the current? So current I is equal to E by R plus R by m. This will becomes ME by MR plus R. Therefore total current in this situation is ME by MR plus R. In this way we have to calculate the current in the circuit when M identical cells are connected in parallel with internal resistance R and EMF will be E. In this situation total current I is equal to ME by MR plus R. Here R is the external resistance what we are connected in the circuit, R is the internal resistance of the cell. So what is meant by parallel combination of cells? All the first ends of the cells are connected to one single common point, all the second ends are connected to another single common point. Finally these common points are connected to ends of the resistor. This is called parallel combination of cells. So in this way we have to calculate the current in the circuit what we have drawn here. So cells are connected in parallel. Next, so Kirchhoff's laws. Kirchhoff laws. Kirchhoff's laws, there will be two laws. First law or junction law. So algebraic sum of the currents across any junction will be equal to 0. Let us say or sum of the incoming currents is equal to sum of the outgoing currents. Let us say this I1, I2 and I3 are coming towards the junction. I4, I5, I6 are leaving away from the junction. Therefore currents coming towards the junction I1 plus I2 plus I3. Currents coming towards the junction is equal to currents leaving away from the junction I4 plus I5 plus I6. This is about junction law or first law of Kirchhoff's laws. Okay, next loop law or KVL, Kirchhoff's voltage law. How can you define Kirchhoff's voltage law? Algebraic sum of increasing or decreasing potentials decreasing potentials around closed path in a closed path is equal to 0. Algebraic sum of increasing or decreasing potentials around any closed path is equal to 0. This is about Kirchhoff's voltage law or loop law. So by using these two laws, Kirchhoff laws, we can find out the Wheatstone bridge equation R1 by R2 equal to R3 by R4.